iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Keystone State here tonight in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. It is the famous Williams Grove Speedway. Once hosted a Metallica concert down in turns number 3 and 4, but tonight it will play host to the Tagarè Property Management, the Pro Dirt Series. The American Sim Racing Club drivers have all made their way here to this famous track. It's Posse Land. They usually have the wings on top of the cars for the 410 sprint cars, but tonight the Pro late models are the ones that will do all the racing action here tonight. So we are about to have a good show. Well, 14 drivers have logged in here tonight to take on this very tricky half-mile speedway. And, well, we can tell you it's very tricky because, well, it's long straightaways. Very narrow straightaways here at Williams Grove. Then it comes down to some paper-clip turns. The banking, not very banked in turns 1 and 2. Not very banked down in 3 and 4 either. So these drivers are going to have one of the toughest challenges that they have had all season long. And it looks like the driver from Pennsylvania will lead us in heat race number 1. That's Brian Wilderson. We'll take the quick time tonight here from Tagarè Property Management, the Pro Dirt Series. As it is now time, race fans, to go down and we'll walk you through your first starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup, of course, brought to us by our friends over at Tagarè Property Management. And this is how they will line up. Starting on the front row out of Pennsylvania, driving the Alien number 951. This will be Brian Wilderson. This outside, it's the Mountain Man, the driver out of Montana. It's going to be the 00 of Doug Ungari. Back in P number 3, he drives car number 59. It's the Valpo 59 of Nathan Henry. This outside is P number 4. It's the 78J of Joel Phillips. It's going to be, well, the man that we don't know his name. It's Michael something, race fans. He tells me I can't say his last name. So it is the Superman here tonight, back there in P number 5. P number 6, this will be the Dr. Pepper entry. This is going to be Nick Flory driving car number 25 here tonight. He'll roll off from P number 6. Back into P number 7 here. He drives the BNC Racing number 88. This is going to be Charles Darling. Back in P number 9, rounding out the 8-car field here, the driver out of Indiana. And it looks like he will be a driver that will scratch here in his heat race. This will be Brody Brown, but he will make a no start. He will scratch here tonight. So that is your starting lineup here for heat race number 1 tonight. Brought to us by Tagarè Property Management. So as you see all the cars out onto the speedway, we're ready to go. That will be 8 laps the distance here on the heat races tonight. 12 laps for our last chance qualifier. We are scheduled for 4 heat races and a last chance qualifier. So, who will win heat race number 1 is the question here on every driver's name. As they come here into turn number 3, this is the Beer Hill Gang section. Well, if you find me down at the Williams Grove Speedway, that's where you're going to find me sitting as the green flag is up. We are racing 8 laps the distance here, heat race number 1 tonight. Wilderson going to lead us to turn 1. Doug Ungari back there into the 2nd position now. There is Nathan Henry back there into the 3rd spot. 4th will go to the 78 J of Joel Phillips. He is in your transfer spot. 4 cars will advance right out of our first heat race here tonight. Those 4 cars showing as the drivers that are in their top spots. Henry and, of course, Phillips doing a little bit of a battle. Here comes Ungari trying to make a charge. Ungari going to slip. He'll go to the high side. Here comes the 59, and he'll slide up. A little contact. Ungari going to have to hit the hooks. He'll fall back into the transfer spot. So as Ungari falls back into the transfer spot, that's now going to put him into 4th. Here comes the 78. If you're following along on the screen, it's the 78 of, well, Mr. Nickname. To the inside, that's the 25, the Dr. Pepper entry of Nick Fleury trying to work the bottom side. Catfish around the speedway here at Williams Grove. There you see Darling back there right now. He is trailing in the wake. Back there running into the 7th position. Car sideways, the Nickname is sideways. Right on board here with Darling as you're looking back at the Nickname. Wilderson a lead down under the bridge on the back straightaway. He has a good-sized lead over Henry, Phillips, and Ungari right now. 4 cars have broken away. Nick Fleury trying to run back down the top 4. With 3 laps to go, has a little bit of time on, has to get on the horsepower, has to get the loud pedal going here tonight. Ungari with a little bit of a slip down at turn number 1. He's kept a little bit of a slow in between turns 1 and 2. Kept it going down the back straightaway, but definitely was a little bit slow. The old popsicle sticks. 2 laps to go here. Heat race number 1. Wilderson dominating here early in his home state of Pennsylvania, trying to see if he can get it done here tonight. He'll have one more time down the back straightaway as he'll look out at turn number 4 this time by. He will pick up the white flag one more time for Brian Wilderson, who has had a commanding lead here in heat race number 1. Ungari still holding down the final transfer spot. Nick Fleury drives it in a little bit too far into turn number 1. They'll give up a little bit of ground as they come down the back straightaway past the Beer Hill Gang section one final time. It'll be Wilderson picking up the win. He'll cruise to victory. Henry, Phillips, and Ungari all will transfer into the A main event here tonight. Everybody else going to have to go to a last chance qualifier. So with that being said, that's heat race number 1 here tonight, already in the books. Coming up here next, well, heat race number 2 for these drivers. And, well, this is the Tagarè starting lineup here. Starting on the front row, driver Alto, Binghamton, New York, the Downforce Sim Racing driver, the RogersCars.com, 21 of Tim Rogers. This outside of the Flex Motorsports, 399 Esports team, the driver out of Tennessee, the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. Driver out of Georgia, driving the snap-on number 45, Chandler Woodward back in action here tonight. Starting back into the now 4th position, he drives out of Illinois, driving car number 34. There you see him, Austin Nilsson, driving car number 34 here tonight. He'll roll off to the 4th spot. Making his first start, I believe, of the season, driving car number 87. This is the asphalt driver. It's the 87 of Ron Hart out of Michigan. Back there, starting in the 6th position, driving car number 946. This is Joe Nitro. John Sinew is back here, the OG Racing, number 86. He'll start in the 7th position. And I believe driver of the number 55 looking to make his first start here with the American Sim Racing Club Dirt Series is going to be Charlie Gates. And it does look like he will not take to the starting lineup. So we will roll with 7 cars here out of heat race number 2. So it'll be another 8 laps onto the board here tonight to see who will pick up heat race number 2. We just saw a green to checker. Heat race number 1. We'll see if we can do it again here with heat race number 2 tonight. Tim Rogers, of course, will lead us to the green flag. There you see the iRacing.com official pace truck out in front of the field here tonight. Of course, iRacing.com, our service we are using here tonight to bring you all the live racing action here right from the iRacing.com platform. So the pace truck is down and in. Put 8 laps on the scorecard here tonight. Rogers going to bring us down. Nice and slow start out of turn number 4. Here we go, everybody. A drag race them to turn number 1. 8 laps on the board. Blaster to the outside. Rogers down to the bottom side of the speedway. Blaster going to throw it in, pitch it a little bit harder. He's going to try and get the run off the top side. Rogers will work the bottom side. Lassiter to the outside. And little contact there. Your points leader, Jacob Lassiter, up out of the groove. Gets slapped around down in turn number 3. Lassiter going to go from second all the way back to outside. It looks like running in the 6th position with that Flex Motorsports number 51. So Jacob Lassiter goes from the penthouse to the outhouse very quick. He, of course, is the most consistent driver in the series. And now Rogers goes down into turn 3 the next time, where Lassiter just had a little bit of an issue, and he puts the RogersCars.com entry into the outside wall. He loses the lead. He loses second. Look at Ron Hart working the bottom side of the speedway. That 51-50 entry, picking up the left front down in turns 1 and 2. Letting that car eat here tonight. One driver a little bit out of shape. That was Joe Nitro coming off turn number 4. He is able to corral the 964. Great close-up shots here by our truck down there tonight. Battle for the second position. Almost contact between the 34 of Austin Nilsson and the number 21 of Tim Rogers. Rogers, of course, goes right back down to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll make the pass for second. He has the second spot, but here comes the 34. He'll work to the inside. Oh, he crosses up. Nelson gets crossed up down into turn number 1. The FR graphics entry now is going to need some graphics on the right side of the car, as he was just up into the outside wall off turn number 2. Smooth like my head down in turn 3 and 4, though. That car there, that 34, looking real good. 3 laps to go here for heat race number 2. Woodward out front here has a commanding lead here tonight at Williams Grove in heat race number 2. It's the largest lead we have seen here tonight. Of course, Wilderson had himself one heck of a rocket ship underneath his right foot. One driver up into the wall, I believe. That's Joe Nitro. There you see him in the St. Jude's Children's Hospital machine. Says the 22 on the side of his machine, but it is Joe Nitro in car number 964. Here comes the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. He'll look to the inside, and he'll back out of it. 2 laps to go. White flag this time by, though, for everybody else. Chandler Woodward going to pick up the white flag. Tim Rogers in tow in second. Ron Hart. Austin Nilsson back there running into the 4th position. That is the transfer spot for the driver of that 34. He does not have anybody behind him as he'll go up into the fence, but it will be Chandler Woodward coming across here. He'll pick up heat race number 2 here tonight. So it'll be Woodward, Rogers, Hart, and Nilsson making themselves into the main event here tonight. Last Chance Qualifier will be coming up here next. All drivers out of the Last Chance Qualifier will advance into the main event here tonight. It does look like we have 2 drivers that will not take to the grid, and that will be Bodie Brown and Charlie Gates. So with those drivers not making to the grid, this is your starting lineup brought to us by our friends at Tagarè Property Management. So like in the front row, it's going to be the driver of the Dr. Pepper entry, the number 25 of February. Starting at P number 2, the driver out of Tennessee, is your championship points leader, the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. Driver out of Michigan, drives the BNC Racing, number 88. This is going to be Charles Starling. Joe Nitro will start at St. Jude's, number 964, there in 4th. 5th then will go to the nicknamer, 78 if you're following along on the screen. It's going to be the 931, though, if you're following along on the time and scoring. Starting shotgun to the field here, he drives car number 86. It's the OG Racing Johnson entry. That is your Tagarè Property Management starting lineup here for your Last Chance Qualifier. We've got to thank our friends over at Tagarè Property Management for coming on board this season with the American Sim Racing Club. They were founded, though, back in 1989 and conveniently located in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Tagarè Corporation specializes in management of home ownership associations across the Virginia area. make sure to contact your Tagarè Property Management Homeowners Association today to find out more. But last chance qualifier coming up. It's the last chance for these drivers to work their way into the field. And, well, we got a special treat for you race fans. You see the 6 drivers that are out there onto the speedway? They're all going to get a free pass. They're all going to start the A main event here tonight. They, of course, will take the back 6 positions on the grid, but they're going to be in the big dance. So with all drivers getting into the big dance, they are now just going to get a little more track time here tonight, and they will see how the track will transition here when it comes time for the A main feature event. 40 laps will be the feature event, but first we got the 12-lap last chance qualifier here tonight. The Dr. Pepper, number 25 of Nick Fleury, Jacob Lasser to the outside. They're going to fire them early here. Green flag back up into the air. We're racing once again here at the Williams Grove Speedway. 25 down to the bottom. Big slide job there. Maybe a little contact. Darling went down into the corner. He's going to move. I believe that was Nitro in the car number 964. And Nitro down into the corner, and he is going to take someone for a ride. I don't remember who that was. I didn't quite see the car go flying around. I saw the car, but didn't catch the car number. I'm being told it's the nickname. Nickname will be the car. Unfortunately, that got turned around. So Michael will now have to tag the back of the field. So Garin comes to a little bit of a, well, 360 spin crash. Let's check it out here. There you see the 78 down to the bottom side of the speedway. St. Jude's number 22 right into the back end of the 78, turning him around. Take a look at this camera shot, riding on board with Michael. And then hard right into the wall there. Not quite how you want to do it down there into the corner. So those 2 drivers, though, will keep on going here. They will just have to pull out some body panels on those cars before the A main event tonight. So that'll bring us to the first caution flag of the evening. We've been clean green all the way so far here tonight. Does look like the old iRacing Silverado pace truck lights do go out. So Garin will restart back there into the 5th position. Nick Fleury will restart on the front row. It'll be Fleury and Lassiter. Then it's going to be Darling and Senyu. Clean-looking Silverado there down the back straightaway. We got to thank the fine folks over at iRacing.com for giving us a beautiful-looking Chevy Silverado here tonight. Fleury says, chase me if you can. Here we go. As the green flag's back into the air, everybody still giving chase to that Dr. Pepper can out front. Does anybody have something for the Dr. Pepper machine? Send you a little bit out of shape down the back straightaway. May have just caught that Luke Oil entry on the guardrail down the back straightaway. So Nick Fleury still the race leader here as they work off turn number 4. They're going to see 9 laps to go. And look who's coming to the dance party now. Here comes the 51, the Max Green entry. Here comes Jacob Lassiter, the driver out of Tennessee. Championship points leader coming into the evening, has a huge lead. 56 points over Brett Hahn, who's not here tonight. Brett the Jet, of course, working on his real race car. Eric Blake also not here tonight, so Will Descendant Ungari has a chance here to make up some big points on Jacob Lassiter, who has to come through this last chance qualifier. And Lassiter, who is the points leader, having some problems here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway. Lassiter falls back a spot there. You saw him into the outside wall. He got passed by Darling. Now Darling will take that Corvette entry into P number 2, and here comes the nickname. Down to the bottom side. He'll try and hook the bottom side of the speedway, see if there's any moisture down there. Jacob Lasser, though, says, I'll catch you later, as he just keeps on ticking here tonight. Then you will get around Joe Nitro. Nitro back there driving car number 22. Right now he is being scored as car number 964 tonight via his transponder. 5 laps to go here in the last chance qualifier. Sunday drive so far for Nick Fleury. Nobody has been able to go up and battle him. Even though you do see one of his Michigan Knights back there. Darling starting to really work up on him. Laster going to lose another position. That'll put Jacob Laster back to running in P number 4 now. Remember, all drivers do qualify here out of the last chance qualifier. Laster bobbling that car down there into turn 3 to try and get it to turn. It looks very tight here tonight early on. 3 laps to go. The Dr. Pepper entry still out front. Look at Darling. He drove it into the bottom side of the speedway, very close to the guardrail. Just trying to get as much out of that straightaway as he could before he turned car 88. The NorthsideTowing.net entry is coming. He is faster than your race leader. There's the battle for the race lead. It's about, a half a second, maybe 5-6 car lengths as they work down into turn number 3 here once again. As they come off turn 4, they're going to see the white flag. The white flag will fly here for all your drivers in the last chance qualifier. Looks like Nick Fleury may be sitting in the catbird seat for a good starting spot here tonight. So it'll be Fleury coming out of turn number 4. Nick Fleury will pick up the last chance qualifier. Chris Darling nickname, and then Jacob Laster back there in P number 4. Then Nitro will round down your field. So Nick Fleury picking up a LCQ win here tonight. That'll be Nick Fleury's first last chance qualifier win of the season. So as the fireworks go off over there in turn number 4, race fans, it's time to set the lineup for the main event here tonight. The Tagarè Property Management Pro Series for the American Sim Racing Club. This is your starting lineup. Starting virtually invert, top 8 drivers inverted here tonight. Driving car number 34, Austin Nilsson will take the top spot. This outside, driving 00 out of Montana. It's the Mountain Man, Doug Ungari. Ron Hart driving car number 87 here tonight. The Ace entry will go P number 3, while the VP Racing JPI Motorsports number 78J of Joel Phillips will go forward. Downforce Sim Racing, RogersCars.com, entry 21 of Tim Rogers will go for the 5th position, while the Valpo Indiana boy, the number 59 of Nathan Henry will go 6th. 7th will go to Chandler Woodward, car number 45, and the Wilderson. That was Brian Wilderson, driving car number 951 out of Pennsylvania will go 8th. Nick Fleury driving Dr. Pepper entry. He picked up the last chance qualifier win here tonight. He will go from P number 9, Charles Darling, car number 88, driving BNC Racing number 88 will go 10th. Starting in the 11th position, it's the Joker himself. Michael Garrett will drive car number 931, starting in the 11th position. Jacob Laster back in the 12th. He comes in as the points championship leader. He leaves tonight, though, as the championship leader, starting way buried back in the field in 12th. 13th here tonight, it's the OG Racing number 86, the Luke Oil entry of John Senyu. Driving car number 964 will be the driver Joe Nitro. So that is your 14-car field. You see the 2 drivers that are going to scratch here tonight. The driver out of Indiana and Cody Brown did not make the call to his heat race, did not make the call to the last chance qualifier, along with car number 55. Charlie Gates Jr. also will be a driver that will scratch from the main event. So that is the 14 drivers that will take the green flag here tonight. 40 laps will be the distance for these drivers and their machines to do the battle here in the Keystone State. So here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway, take a look as they come at us from Bear Hill Gang. This is the final time we will come to the Keystone State. So let's send them off with a roar here into turn number 1. The engines are alive and we are racing here at Williams Grove. Great start by everybody as they work down into 1-0. The 87J of Phillips will work to the outside. 3 wide, racing off turn number 2 here on lap number 1. Oh, contact. Oh, boy. The 21 of Rogers got it from one end, got it from the other end, but he hung on to that somehow. So the 78J. Oh, 78J is going to get tagged. Pile up down in turn number 1. The 78J is on his lid. That is not where the 78J wants to be here tonight. Joel Phillips getting tagged and turned around. A couple other drivers involved in this. To bring out the first caution flag of the evening, we told you it was going to be one of the toughest tracks on the schedule this season here at the Williams Grove Speedway, and it proved on lap number 2 to bring out the caution flag here in the feature event. Take a look back here. What happened to Phillips? See the 78J down to the inside of the New York driver, Tim Rogers. Rogers made contact, and then the Pennsylvania boy. Well, it's the New York State, Pennsylvania connection getting involved there with the 78J of Joel Phillips, turning him around and putting him up on top of his lid. Take another look at it here. Let's see if we get a good angle here from above and watch it as they go down to the corner. Right here is where you're going to see everything start to really break loose. 78J goes sideways, gets a little slow down into turn number 1, and the alien of Wilderson going to come in, tag the right or the left rear with the right front, and around goes the 78J. And then the old shovel nose. There you see the 25 also coming in there, Nick Fleury. So as Phillips now will have to go on the hooks all the way back to pit row. It's going to put him way behind the 8 ball here tonight. Well, Mr. Al Smith, you would be correct. These are not the sprint cars here tonight at the famous Williams Grove Speedway, and it's not Metallica playing down in turn number 3 either. We already gone over that here in the pre-race show. Metallica, of course, back in the 80s playing here at the Williams Grove Speedway down in turns 3 and 4. Packing the place from, well, bleachers to the infield all the way down into turns 1 and 2 up against that guardrail there. They were standing absolutely elbow to elbow here watching Metallica play down in turn number 3 and 4. So we're going to restart him here. It's going to be Nelson to the inside in the FR Graphics number 34 when the 00 of Doug Ungori to his outside. Chandler Woodward and Ron Hart will make up row number 2. Come out of Bear Hill Gang. We're going to turn it into turn 4, and here we go. Green flag is back into the air here tonight. Green flag up. 2 laps officially in the books here tonight. We're in lap number 3. Oh, contact Ungari, Hart, and I believe that's the 21 of Rogers. All making contact. Caution lights back onto the speedway. Almost made it out of turn number 2 here this time, but a couple drivers coming to a complete stop down there. I believe Senu in the Luke Oil number 86 has come to a stop. Maybe Charles Darling also might have been involved in this one down at turn number 2 here tonight. Take a look here at the 88. See what happens here with Darling. Darling goes down into the corner, and the big stack up in front, I believe, was that the 78? That's actually the 931. The nickname going around. He slowed up in front of the 88 of Charles Darling, and unfortunately there was nowhere to go. Let's ride on board here. Right on board with John Senu, the Luke Oil sponsored entry. And that was the point of view there with John Senu as he gave us a little bit of a ride along around into turn number 1. So that'll bring out the second caution flag here of the evening of our 40-lap feature event here from the Williams Grove Speedway. We're already over the halfway point in our season. We will head just north here at the Williams Grove Speedway. A couple hours up the road, we're going to head to Weedsport next week. 50-lap main event there from the little bull ring at the Weedsport Speedway. So 2 very tough tracks back-to-back, the Keystone State and the Empire State, of course, making some of the toughest dirt tracks in the nation. Before we head to the Fairbury Speedway, Limaland, Knoxville. We make our second stop back at Knoxville before we head to Charlotte for the final race of the season. Season wraps up on November the 2nd at Charlotte for a 60-lap feature event at high noon time. So the drivers are going to have fun at the Charlotte dirt track. But here we go. The iRacing.com pace truck is back off the racing surface. It'll be Nilsson, Ungari, Hart, and Woodward. Once again, your top 4 drivers here. They'll bring them down. The green flag is in the hand of the flagman. The green flag is up. So let's try it again. Let's do the dance into turn number 1 this time. Everybody looks like they have a little bit better of a start that time as they work themselves out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway here. Battle for the race lead, though. There goes Doug Ungari, and the caution lights are out. Caution lights are on, we should say. They just came on as the drivers worked themselves out of turn number 4 to come back on the start-finish line. And I believe I'm being told it will be a complete restart. We did not complete 1 lap under green flag, so we're going to do it again here. Two cars, I believe, are involved in this one. Charles Darling, let's take a look back at the 88. There's the Valpo 59 and Henry. Oh, Henry's going to get into the Luke Oil 86, and Darling nowhere to go. So that'll bring out the caution flag here once again. Take a look here. Watch the 86 Luke Oil entry goes down into the corner. He'll get a little help. So that's what brings out our third caution flag here at our feature event tonight. We have completed 4 official laps here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway. Looks like the lights on the pace truck are going to go out, and these drivers are going to line up into the single file formation here. So we're going to go single file, see if we can get some laps run in here tonight on the track. See them as they work underneath the bridge down there on the back straightaway. Many trips across that bridge here at the Williams Grove Speedway to go to the infield. Never had to see the late models yet here at the Williams Grove Speedway, though. Always 410 sprint cars, but here we go. Back to the green flag. Battle already back there, shaping up for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. See if we can complete this lap here tonight, and it looks like we're going to lead that time by at the line. So as he leads, Doug Ungari back there into the 2nd position. Here comes Ungari, though, battling for the race lead. Ungari down, working the bottom side of the speedway. Caution lights look like they're going to come out, though, as Ungari was trying to go for the race lead. Chandler Woodward was right there also. What happened to John Senu as he is involved. Driver of that Luke Oil number 86 in the transportation entry. Oh, something happened out in front of him. Car number 22. I think that was Joe Nitro. Oh, Nitro found the gate on the back straightaway. Boy, what a ride that was. So a rough break there for Joe Nitro. Will put us under the 4th caution flag here on lap number 6. So a couple back-to-back caution flags to start off the race here tonight for our feature event here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Quick checkup on our points. Championship leader here tonight. There's the 51 of Jacob Lasser. He came in with a 56-point championship point lead over Brett the Jet Hahn, who is not here tonight. It was a 79-point lead over Eric Lake. Then it was Wilderson back there at 104, and Ungari 107 points back, rounding out the top 5. Well, Jacob Lasser made the A-Main feature event here tonight, so no matter where he finishes, he is actually going to be able to hold that points championship lead going forward, so he will be sitting good, leaving the Williams Grove Speedway to go into next week's race at the Weedsport Speedway. Talk about an unlucky driver. Well, the driver of that 00, Ungari, went for the race lead for the 2nd time now tonight, and the caution lights have come on, so now he'll have to restart back there in 2nd, and he did not get a very good start. Ungari battling now as though there's a big stack up on the front straightaway. A couple drivers playing pinball down there and going into turn number 1. After our caution flag here, it looks like we stay green. Everybody did get jacked up and turned around. Hart with a huge slide there down into turn number 3 and 4. 87 of Ron Hart. Way sideways with the 5150 car. There's the 51 of Lasker. There's the 21 of Rogers. Side-by-side battle. So the 51 of Lasker works the bottom side of the speedway. Everybody else up around the top side right now. The RogersCars.com of 21 of Tim Rogers making it work up there. There's the alien, the driver that lives down the road. 951. Brian Wilderson. Battle up front, though. The race lead once again, hot and heavy. Doug Ungari back down to the bottom side of the speedway. Here comes Woodward working the outside. Can Ungari get the bottom lane working? Can he go some catfishing here tonight in Pennsylvania? He'll get real close down there, drives that car straight. Can he get the grip off the bottom side of the speedway? He can't quite get it done. He'll be in P number 2 as they come back across the start finish line. Austin Nilsson making it work here tonight. The FR Graphics, number 34. 3 wide racing. Woodward going to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Ungari had to back out of it. Woodward then backed out of it. They go now single file. 10 laps in the books. It'll be the completion here. Lap number 11 this time by at the line. Battling is still all out front here. Here comes the 45. Woodward with one heck of a run down the back straightaway. He'll go to the inside this time. 34, though, Nelson working the outside. He's going to lift the left front down there. Not going to quite be able to do it. Ungari, oh, he's going to slide up in front of Ungari that time as they came down the front straightaway at the 45, and Woodward just snaking his way in between the first and third position runners out there on the speedway. Woodward with another good run down to the corner. He'll get right on the back bars of car 34. Great battle here between these 3 drivers at the front of the field. Here comes Woodward now. He'll work to the inside. Down the bottom side of the speedway, Ungari started to fade just a little bit, gained it all right back there as both drivers ahead of him slipped a little bit that time down to turn number 1. Down to the inside, Woodward goes and really be able to hang on to it. Looking to race down the front straightaway. A little contact down the straightaway. The Robbins racing, they say. Woodward was ahead at the time of the line. He's going to lift the left front. He's going to try and just drive on by. Ungari back there just watching all the battle that's going on in front of him. Right on board with Doug Ungari watching the battle that's out in front of him. Some great shots brought to us by Tagarè Property Management here tonight. Oh, one car to the inside wall there. That was the 34 of Nelson. Tagged the inside wall. Ungari going to try a crossover. Can't quite put the power down as he'll come down the back straightaway. Ungari will go to the inside now here in the 34. Not quite able to get the job done. While they're battling, here comes Ron Hart in the number 87 machine. He's starting to catch the front drivers. Woodward now has the top spot. Will he be able to run away? Hart slipped that time. He'll give up a little bit of ground. Wilderson trying to make his way back up through the field here. Was able to have a really good showing in heat race number 1. Battle, though, towards the front. I believe Doug Ungari lurking down to the inside now. That Catfisher himself battles bears out there in Montana. Now Catfish is here in Pennsylvania. Will take over the number 2 spot here with 22 laps to go. See if he can go run down the 45 with Chandler Woodward. Of course, Doug Ungari's wife tuning in out there tonight. Kim, how you doing? She's always watching Doug. Race here on the iRacing.com platform. Single file train here. Jacob Laster still working the bottom side of the speedway, trying to work his way back to the front. Had to pick up 6 spots since the drop of the green flag for that Max Green Flex Motorsports driver. Trying to work over the Binghamton, New York driver with Tim Rogers at RogersCars.com number 21 as he works the outside of the speedway. Taking a look to see who was the fastest driver here on this last time by. Fastest car on the speedway, well, it's the 45. Chandler Woodward. Driver of that 45 is letting it all hang out. Ungari, of course, sitting back there in the 2nd position. Nelson back there running in P3. Wilson and Darling, though, half a track behind the race leaders, exchanging a little paint. See the alien down to the inside, driving out of Pennsylvania. Of course, Darling driving out of Michigan. There you see the north side towing entry. Corvette power plant underneath the hood of that 88. Oh, Darling into the outside wall. They'll now lose that spot. It will be all Wilderson. Gap growing for the race leader. Right on board with Woodward. There you see Ungari. There you see Nelson back there. Just out, cruising around. Tuesday night cruise here tonight. He'll work upon lap traffic, though. That's John Senyu in the Luke Oil number 86, working the bottom side of the speedway. There you see him in car 86. We're going to go straight to the top side. Get around that Luke Transportation 86. So Senyu going to go a lap down now for the race leader. Ungari's fading here. He's falling back to a 2-second deficit right now. 15 laps to go. Battle back here still between these two drivers. They have been locked together, nose to tail, hip to hip all night long. That's the Lassiter machine and Tim Rogers as Senyu has gone around. So with 13 laps to go, the 5th caution flag of the evening is flying. John Senyu. Something happened with that Luke Oil entry. Maybe it dropped a little of that Luke Oil on the speedway. Or take the look, though, right here and see what happened. Oh, looks like Luke got down into the corner just a little too sideways and unfortunately caught the inside wall. Caution lights will come out, so a 1-car incident down to the inside wall. Wall just jumps out and gets you. So under 15 laps to go here, and the caution flag flies on lap number 27. Tonight in our Tagarè Property Management Pro Series for the American Sim Racing Club. There's your race leader, 45 of Chandler Woodward. Funny story for your race fans, the picture that you're seeing right here, this is the Bear Hill Gang section at the Williams Grove Speedway. Well, last year when I attended PA Speed Weeks for the 410 sprint cars out here, yours truly may have fell out of the grandstands. I guess that's actually a story better told after the race in the pits. We can tell you I was just fine. I did fall out of the bleachers, and we did leave our Lucas Wolf shirt lay there. But, I mean, we did get it the next day. But it'll be Woodward. It'll be Ungari, Nilsson, Hart, Rogers, Lassiter. Your top 6 drivers. Back to the double file restarts here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway as the iRacing.com pace truck will go in. Green flag is up. We're at 13 to go at the line. Here we go. Great start by all the drivers as they go into turn number 1. A great rocket ship down the back straightaway for the 45 on Woodward. Woodward has the race lead. Here comes Hart, though. He's got Hart up against the outside, and he'll try to make the pass there. Austin Nilsson falling back. Ron Hart will pick up P number 3 on Gari at the trot there in the second position. Nilsson down to the bottom with the FR graphics entry. Here comes the Max Reed, number 51, though. Driver out of Tennessee, Jacob Lassiter, now blasting the outside. He's normally one of those drivers that likes to go around the bottom side of the speedway. Bottom side just not quite there right now. Contact between the 51 and the 87. One car having a little bit of electrical issues there. Believe that is going to be the 87 of Ron Hart, so he'll back out of the battle there with Jacob Lassiter. Lassiter going to go right back down to the bottom side. He'll try to get around the 34 of Nilsson. Austin Nilsson working the outside of the speedway, but Lassiter showed that he has a consistent car that can go to the front of the field no matter where he has to start things. And with 10 laps to go, he's battling to try and get that podium spot. He's already picked up 8 spots tonight. Of course, Chandler Woodward also picking up 6 spots. Look at Rogers. Tim Rogers came in riding that left front in the air, trying to use the right rear to guide that car everywhere he's going. The right foot also. See the 87 now pick the left front up off turn number 2. Oh, he'll get into the outside wall. Hart gets into the wall. Rogers tries to avoid him. They're both going to slide up in the middle of 3 and 4. They're battling back here. So more contact trying to come down the front straightaway. Both drivers get separated. We stay going. 8 laps to go. Rogers going to run Hart a little bit higher that time. Hart going to try and cross over. Here comes the driver that won the last chance qualifier. It's the Tin Can Dr. Pepper machine. Here comes Nick Fleury. Hart with a little bit of a slide, and oh, it's going to get real tight down here. Oh, one car hard into the outside wall. Caution lights coming on as Ron Hart, I believe, got pointed into the outside wall. There you see the 5150. Number 87 rolling away with 7 laps to go. Our 6th caution flag of the evening coming out. Take a look here, see if you can see what happened there. You see the 87 slides up, doesn't want to get into Rogers, so really hits the hooks, and then, oh, the nickname, Michael Garrett. So Michael and Hart get together. Take a look above. See the slider that just wasn't going to be able to clear, and then contact. The 2 cars get linked together. Both cars do keep going here. That'll bring us to a crawl. And I'm going to guess that's the old 78J tuning in from the pits here tonight. You can't blame the guy up here. Rule number 1. The guy up top does no wrong. I wish that was right. Of course, Josiah, you know, he was in front of me at the Williams Grove Speedway, so he does know the backstory out there. He's telling it a little bit. So it'll be Woodward, Ungari, Nilsson, Lassiter, Rogers here, your top 5. We got to thank everybody, though, once again for tuning in here tonight to watch the Tagarè Pro Series for the American Sim Racing Club. Catch them every Tuesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You can catch them over on the Boosted Brothers Network on Monday nights when Brett the Jet is on the call, or the Goon Squad over on Wednesday night when their Asphalt Series is back onto the air. But all the dirt racing right here, covered on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And we're here at Williams Grove tonight. We'll be up in New York there at the Weedsport Speedway next week. You know, a lot of these drivers are not looking forward to make the truck up north. Green flag back into the air, though. Chandler Woodward says 7 laps to go, to be 6 to go when they cross the line here. Chase me if you can. 45 with a good launch. He'll leave Ungari battling for that second position off turn number 2. Ungari going to take the position back, but he did not have that very easily. Rogers and Lassiter trading a little paint. Lassiter going to go up into the outside wall. More contact. There's down to the inside the 25. That's the 25. Flurry's in a hurry, and he's just now picked up P number 4. Around to the outside comes the 21 once again. Here comes the Rogers car. More contact, and oh no! Hard impact. Tim Rogers with 5 laps to go. Fenced down the back straightaway. Rogers fenced down the back straightaway, and that is some hard impact back there. That opening for the back straightaway pits here at Williams Grove is one of the most treacherous gates I've ever seen in motorsports racing. Watch this back here. And watch it right here. They come together. Slow motion here from our truck. Slow motion. You see the 25 start to try and counter steer. Locked together, and Rogers had nowhere to go but straight head on into the gate. Nowhere for Wilderson to go. You see the Dr. Pepper 25 tin can spinning around also. Darling involved. There's Hart. Hart's going to try and skate through. Look at the 25 go flying. There you see the Luke Oil entry also of Senyu come in there. He tries to come into a slow. There you see the contact, and Flurry up over. Wilderson was able to carry on. There's the Valpo number 59 also getting a little contact. So that's what's going to put us under the caution. Lights to go out. We will have 4 laps left here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway. It'll be Woodward, Ungari, Nilsson, Lassiter, Wilderson, Darling. Your top 6. Well, I will have to agree with you out there, Mr. Phillips. Weedsport is one of my favorite also, but I am a big block fan, so I'm kind of biased, I guess you could say, on that one. 4 laps to go, though. Let's throw the green flag back up into the air, and let's see what these boys can do the dance. Woodward once again with a great start. Ungari is slow to get going, and it's going to be Austin Nilsson all over the back end. Here comes the 51 once again, though. Jacob Lassiter now is in striking distance here tonight. So he'll work down here into 3. He'll roll the outside lane. There's Wilderson also hot back there. 3 laps to go this time by the line. 3 to go. With 3 laps to go, who has what? Does Ungari have anything left? Does he actually close the gap? It'll be 2 to go this time, and Ungari is starting to come. Oh, he'll slip a little bit. The car looked a little tight that time down into the corner. He'll lose a little ground as the popsicle sticks go in the air. Popsicle sticks, and Woodward has dominated tonight. Can he hold on for another lap and a half as they work down the back straightaway? See him opening up the gap over Doug Ungari. This time by the white flag will come out. It's the final trip around the speedway here tonight. Chandler Woodward has a good-sized lead over the 00 of Doug Ungari, but Ungari really going to drive it off that time into turn number 1. It's going to be the battle down the back straightaway. Put it in a box. Final chance down in turn number 3 and 4. Not going to be good enough for Ungari, but it will be Chandler Woodward picking up his first win of the season. Ungari, Nilsson coming across the line. Lassiter, Wilderson, Darling, Michael Garrett, Ron Hart, Nathan Henry, Nick Fleury, John Senyu rounding out the 11 cars that are going to finish here tonight. That is going to be Tim Rogers, Joe Nitro, Joel Phillips, Brody Brown, and Charlie Gates. Unofficially here tonight, that is your finishing order. Take a look at the right-hand side, find where your favorite driver has finished tonight after our 40-lap main event. So as you see the drivers assemble down here on the front straightaway, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk to your top 3 podium finishers after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here to the Williams Grove Speedway. You see the lights are on, the stars and cars have been out there on the Speedway doing battle here tonight for the Tagarè Property Management Pro Series for the American Sim Racing Club, and they put on one heck of a show here at our, of course, home base here in Pennsylvania for the Turn 3 Racing Network Studios. Well, let's head down the trackside to the driver of that 45 as Chandler Woodward. Chandler, you're going to win your first race of the season here with the American Sim Racing Club, and man, how does it feel? Because that car looked like it was on rails all night long.
Yeah, it feels good. Last week at Charlotte, I had a little issue, so it feels good to come back and actually win a race. It's my first one, so it feels good. The late race restarts got me scared a little because Doug was close to me. I pushed up going into one on the final run, but it was a great race. Me, Austin, and Doug at the beginning had a very good race. I don't know how it was to watch, but it was really fun to be in the car. So it just feels great.
Well, I can tell you, I almost fell out of my chair here and almost landed down there in Georgia with you. Talk us through, though, those final restarts. How slick was the track? Because you had a very big lead before those final restarts really started to go back-to-back there. I mean, how worried were you? How slick was the track?
I wasn't necessarily worried, but the first run, I got maybe half a second in front and stayed there. But the last two, Doug was gaining on me, and it got pretty slick. It was one lane at the top. If you didn't hit it right, you were either going to spin your tires or just push up. Man, I pushed up there a couple of times. 3 and 4 gave me the most trouble, though. I wasn't really good down there, but I made up for a little bit in 1 and 2. But it was great. Not resetting the track was a really good idea.
Well, 40 laps is all you had here tonight to get it done, and you took half of it to get to the front, and the other half you boot, scoot, and boogied away from these drivers here tonight. Congratulations on picking up your first win. But now that the Williams Grove Speedway is done, we got to head a little bit north. Weedsport is coming up next. How do you feel about heading to the Empire State at Weedsport?
I'm excited for it. I haven't raced there much, but I think it's a track that kind of fits my driving style. So I'm kind of neutral going into it, but I'm excited.
Well, we look forward to seeing you next week. Before we let you go, though, you are the winner here tonight of the feature event. So we got to roll the red carpet out for you. We got to hand you the microphone. Who do you got to thank here tonight for parking this 45 in Victory Lane?
Everyone who runs the series is a great series. It's really fun to be a part of. Stings, you're watching, Ella. And thank God for letting me have another day. But that's about it. Just excited to win.
Well, there you hear it, race fans. Chandler Woodward very excited here tonight to park car 45 in Victory Lane. He'll celebrate this one, I'm sure, all the way up I-81 until he hits Weedsport. Coming, though, in the runner-up spot, it's the driver out of Montana, race fans. Let's hear it for Doug Ungari. Doug, a great run here for you tonight. All season, it's been a little bit of struggle for this 00. A lot of speed. You just can't seem to finish him off here. But tonight at Williams Grove, one of the toughest tracks, you were able to battle for a win.
Yeah, for sure. It's been definitely a roller coaster season. But coming into tonight, I didn't have too big of hopes. But track actually played into my favor pretty well. I give my hats off to Chandler. He ran a pretty strong race, and those last couple of caution flags, those restarts, I just kept spinning the tires.
Yeah, how hard was it to hook these cars up? The track started to get a little slick down there. I don't think I saw the whoops really develop here at the Williams Grove Speedway like we have in the past.
No, it stayed pretty smooth. 1 and 2 was pretty tacky. I couldn't find it in 1 and 2. I was the opposite of Chandler. 3 and 4 slicked off pretty good, but I was able to hit it pretty consistently up top on 3 and 4, and but the track stayed pretty smooth.
Smooth like my head is what you're telling me.
That's right. Need to get you some roll gain still.
Well, I tried the Chia Pet once and it didn't work, Doug, so I don't think the Rogaine is going to work. But man, a tough track here tonight. We already talked to Chandler Woodward about that, that dreaded Weedsport up there. How do you feel? We've seen you run the big block modified around the Weedsport Speedway a handful of times, but we have never seen you take this late model up there.
Yeah, I was thinking about talking to David and see if we can run the big blocks next week, because I've never ran the late model there, and should be interesting. Hopefully I can get some practice laps in this weekend and see how it goes.
Well, we look forward to seeing this 00 next week up there in the Empire State. Before we let you go, there's people back home watching you here tonight.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my parents. I know they're both watching, and huge shout out to my wife. I know she's watching about an hour or so away from home in the hospital recovering. So appreciate her and giving me the time to get on here and tell me to stay home. Don't go down there today, and been down there every day since last Friday, and told me to take a break and get on here, and hope she enjoyed the show.
Well, Kim, if you're out there watching, we hope you have a speedy recovery. We can't wait to see you back out there. And, of course, Doug out here racing tonight for you, and he's going to come home in P number 2. Of course, next week it might be a little bit different when we head to Weedsport. Doug might look like a cow on AstroTurf in his own words. But tonight, Doug Ungari, ladies and gentlemen, will will wind up in the second position. Third, though, the driver of that number 37, he had a really fast hot rod out there tonight. Austin, it looked like the wheels just kind of fell off her at the end.
Yeah, it did. It got slick out there, and I couldn't figure out 1 and 2, just like Doug. I don't know. It got super tacky, and I don't know. I'm really new to this whole dirt thing, so I'm still learning as we go.
Well, if you're new to the dirt side of things, being able to run towards the front of the field, especially with a field as strong as this one was here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway, I think you can officially take your rookie stripes off, because this is a challenging track.
Oh, it most certainly is a challenging track. I just joined this league, I don't know, like 3 races ago, I think, and it's probably one of the best leagues I've ever been a part of, and having them have a dirt league, and I think it's awesome.
Well, I'm going to guess you're more of an asphalt side of things, but how is dirt going for you then?
I am. I grew up watching asphalt and racing asphalt and stuff like that, so dirt's brand new to me. I love it. I've gotten into it pretty heavily, and I'm learning as we go, like I said, and this track is very difficult. I think I had a worse time at Charlotte last week, so I don't know.
Well, you did a great job of holding the FR Graphics number 34 up inside the top 3 all evening long. You were able to beat some of the best here tonight in the American Sim Racing Club division on dirt, and that's something that you can hang your hat on. That is for sure here tonight. Congratulations on a podium finish. What do you think? We've been to Lanier, we've been to Charlotte, Williams Grove. What do you think? Weedsport's kind of an in-between?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever turned laps at Weedsport, so that should be interesting next week. I'm going to try and get as much practice as I can in, and I don't know, it seems like every time I join a practice session in this, I'm a bottom quarter of the field, and somehow I pull off top 10, top 5, and now a third place finish. I think it's great.
All you got to do is be consistent out there, and you did that here tonight. Who do you got to thank that's on the side of this 34 that made this all possible back home in the garage?
Honestly, I like I said, I just joined this league, so I am sponsorless, but I would like to thank David for, putting on this league, and Tanner and all those guys that run the league. I think they do a fantastic job, and they're very kind individuals, so I appreciate them. And thank them for allowing me for this opportunity.
There you hear it, your podium drivers here tonight. Woodward, Ungari, and Nelson going to round down the podium spots here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Let's take a quick look here tonight, if we can, overall at our feature event standings here leaving the Williams Grove Speedway. You heard from your top 3 drivers here tonight. Look at Laster. He'll continue to take the points championship lead leaving Pennsylvania. Then it's going to be Wilderson there in 5th, Darling the 6th. Michael Guerin was sitting there in the 7th position, 7th position. Ron Hart, Nathan Henry, Nick Flory, John Senu. Tim Rogers having a rough night in the Rogers Cars entry. He'll finish in 12th. Joe Nitro finishes back into the 13th position, and old Joel Phillips in the 78J will finish into the 14th position. Those are your 14 cars that did take the starting grid here tonight, and they put on one heck of a show. Next week, though, we will head just a little bit north. We're going to exit out of turn number 3 and 4 here. We're going to head on over to I-81. We're going to head north up into New York, when we will find the Weedsport Speedway. Just about, I'll call it a 4.5-hour drive north. Just a little bit of a short one, where we will head there for Weedsport. Another short little track that is very technical. Turn 1 has a jersey barrier to the inside. It gets very tight. The banking in between 1 and 2 gets very steep, and then it's like a little bit of a kink in the back straightaway. Really wide open 3 and 4, but it really narrows up when you come off turn 4. And the whoops. You can't forget the whoop section going down the front straightaway. It is going to be very challenging. If you thought here tonight at Williams Grove was challenging, next week is going to be a whole new challenge in its own ball game. Well, race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We got to thank the Tagarè Property Management out of Virginia for coming on board here with the American Sim Racing Club for the Pro Series here on Dirt. And for all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we thank you for tuning in to watch these drivers compete here tonight at the virtual Williams Grove Speedway. We hope to see you next week at the Weedsport Speedway. Until then, race fans, we hope each and every one of you stay safe, and we will see you at the races.